What is going on, everybody? And I'm not central. There we go. How is everybody doing? Hope you're all good. Hope you're all ready for some FPL conversation, chat and discussion, trying to figure out what the hell we need to do for double game week 37. So this is the live stream to try and figure that out. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to answer your questions. I now know my audio is working, which is great. So put the Champions League game on, so I at least know what the score is in that. What is everybody drinking? I'm drinking Birra Moretti beer. And sorry if you're Scottish, because apparently your drink prices have shot up recently due to new legislation trying to increase the price of cheap alcohol. So apologies for those of you in Scotland if you had to pay any extra for your alcohol for this evening. Who is in the chat as well? We've got Thomas McCarthy, 67 points. Well done, into the top 4 million. I know you'd have liked to have started rising earlier, but at least you're on the rise now. Who knows, maybe you could even break top 3 million, which would be fantastic. TP is in the chat as well, early for once. Usually you pop in about 9 o'clock, so good to see you joining us at the beginning. We've got Mark back, 76. How you doing? We've also got another Hoops, the super chatter from a couple of days ago on Sunday. Thank you so much again for that. Much appreciated. We've got Wazza as well. We've got Mark back drinking the cider. Decent shout. What cider is that, Mark? We've got Jeremy T joining the chat as well. How you doing, Jeremy? What you drinking? And also, if anyone was in FPL Boss's stream, I was there as well for a little bit while I tried to set everything up. Also, I have done the cards for today, so it's worth clicking them and voting, because they're not just cards from about 2 or 3 weeks ago like I usually do. And we will get into some FPL conversation, because that's what we're here for, surely. The thing I want to talk about is, now I know if you've watched my videos, and hi Daz Dark, how you doing? You'll have noticed, especially in the fixtures and form, but in the My Team episode as well, and on the stream from Sunday, a lot of my conversation was towards getting in Man City coverage, getting in Sterling. There was discussion of who might get rested, so on and so forth. How you doing, Engaturk? It all depends what you're trying to achieve now. And I realised I want to make a final push for top 10k. And what I did last year was I left it until game week 38 to try and pick a differential. I went with Iheanacho at the time, and he did score points, but I should have gone for Giroud. But I left it too late to go for a differential. So I wanted to try and see if I could see anyone that has a double game week that could do better than we are expecting them to do. So that is what I'm going to start the stream off with as we wait for people to join us. And to do that, first of all, I want to see which sides are very bad defensively and who has them in their double game week. So there's 2 teams that have conceded over 30 shots on their goal, which have been on target in the last 6 game weeks. And those teams are Stoke and Bournemouth. And then we've got above 25, another 5 teams. Watford on 25, Swansea, Brighton, Hove Albion, West Ham and Southampton. So if we take those 7 teams in total, And then we go to the teams that have the best attacks, and to garner this in the last 6 game weeks, we're going to go off of big chances in total. Now, top is Man City, and so of course Man City, with the fixture list that they have, Huddersfield, Brighton, Hove Albion, Southampton, you are going to want to get coverage there. That is a given. But the second best team, and a lot of this will be boosted by their game against Leicester, is Crystal Palace with 18 big chances in total. Now, as far as attempts in total, they're actually in 6th with 73, but that's still not bad. Only Bournemouth, outside of the top 6, have had more chances on goal than them. But as far as I'm aware, both Bournemouth and Palace, and let's just confirm this, do not have double game week, so that doesn't help us. It is something to think about, as far as if you've got those players in, maybe you don't need to transfer them out. So who is best attacking wise after those teams? Big chances total, Everton have had 15, but did they have anything to play for left? Southampton with 11, Brighton of Albion with 10, Tottenham with 10. So Southampton and Everton, we've got Southampton with Everton, Swansea, and Everton have, if I can find them, just Southampton, West Ham. So Southampton have a double game week and are decent as far as attacking potential. Big chances, they've had 11, which is only worse than Crystal Palace and Everton if you don't count top 6 teams. As far as total shots on goal, Southampton are a lot lower. So they're having less chances, but the quality of their chances are better. Any double game week team with West Bromwich Albion have had 66 shots on goal, and I believe that they have a double game week. Again, just no, they don't. I'm lying. So that's irrelevant to us. Watford, I believe, don't as well. So great. Most of it's Newcastle, I believe they do. However, they're around mid-table for total shots. As far as inside the box, again, we've got Bournemouth, no double game week. West Brom, no double game week. Brighton, Hove Albion, pretty confident they don't have a double game week. Oh, they do, but it's ridiculously difficult, so I'd ignore that one. Swansea have had 20... Sorry, wrong category. Everton... So it's Everton and Southampton that look like the best choices as far as attacking, because Everton are one of the best sides with attempts on goal with a double game week. So if we have a look at Everton and Southampton players... Sorry, I don't need to look at Everton because I don't... So it's mainly Southampton are standing out. We got there eventually. Hopefully I'm still keeping some of you entertained. There's 14 people watching. So I will try and wrap this up a bit quicker now, as more people have joined the chat. Are there any Southampton options that are standing out? I've already pointed out Cedric in my fixtures and form video. But are there any midfield options that have had a decent amount of attempts on goal from Southampton? Tadic. Again, I'm not that keen on Tadic, actually. I've put Tadic in my side before and been burned for it, but he looks like the one that is standing out as far as an attacking midfielder. We'll see if there's distribution from any other Southampton midfielders. Chances created. You got Tadic again, so Tadic could be a good shout. He is going to be very important by the looks of it as far as the survival of Southampton goes. And then up front, is there anyone Southampton-wise standing out? You've got Charlie Austin with 9 attempts on goal, better than Shane Long's 8. Big chances, you've got Charlie Austin with 4, Shane Long with also 4. Austin playing 5 and Long playing 5. So they could be playing 2 up front. On target, shots wise, you've got Long with 5 to Austin's 4. And then minute per chance, 39.9 compared to 22.3. So potentially you're looking at Shane Long or Charlie Austin, and Tadic could be decent bets as far as an attacking team against teams that could concede. And then literally anyone with Stoke or Bournemouth in their double game week could be a decent shout. And that would be Swansea. Swansea have Bournemouth and Southampton. So if we again try and find options from those two teams, as far as attempts on goal, there is Mawson is the most likely to have a goal by the underlying stats. 4 attempts, big chances in total. He doesn't even factor in though. Anyone with distribution that's decent from the Swansea side? No. So I wouldn't look at any, unless you've already got them, of course, I wouldn't look at any Swansea defenders. As far as attempts on goal for midfielders, again, no Swansea midfielder standing out. So it would be a real big punt. Ayew, big chances, he's had 1 in the last 6 game weeks. So Swansea's, they're not looking like there's any standout options in the Swansea side. And yeah, there's nothing up front as well. I was expecting to see Jordan Ayew, but I would stick. So I'm basically saying Southampton are where your differentials are. Maybe Tadic and maybe the strikers. And if we just have a quick look at what their ownership is like. You've got Tadic at a 2.3 team selected by. And you've got Austin at 1.3 and Long at 0.5 at 5.6 million. So if you are needing cash to make some transfers, some moves, those two are cheap enough and could potentially get you some returns and allow you to bring in some heavy hitters. And you know what? I'll stop blabbing on about that and actually get involved with the chat now, because you guys have probably been waiting for long enough. So let's see who else has joined the chat. Mark Back saying Madrid look very poor at the back. Think Paul will put a few past them if they make it through tonight. Enga Turk, how you doing? Mark Back on the Bournemouth Cider. Daz Dark didn't get a notification. Lucky just seen it on YouTube. Hopefully you've got that notification bell hit. If you haven't, that would help. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if YouTube didn't even give you the video when you have the notification bell hit. Michael Ringsail, how you doing? Sorry to hear about your alcohol getting more expensive. TP's team, my team playing bench boost. De Gea, Pope, Norton, Otamendi, Daniels, Cedric, Morgan, Salah, Sterling, Son, Grosh, Willian, Austin, Perez and Lukaku. Who to transfer? As far as I'm aware, Lukaku is injured. No return date currently being assessed, so I wouldn't take the risk with Romelu Lukaku. So I'll transfer him out. Perez and Austin, so you pretty much have free range of who you're going to bring in. I'll bring in Jesus for Lukaku. Willian, you could stick with a Chelsea player, but I'm not a fan of them at the moment. Grosh, again, I'd probably transfer out. Son, I feel you with Son, because I personally think Ali and Eriksen are better options now, and I'm probably stuck with Son. Sterling, keep. Definitely need him in your side. Salah, you could potentially transfer out. Will give you some spare change to spend elsewhere. Unless you want him for the final day of the season, if you think in 2 games he's going to score enough to justify his position. Morgan, Leicester, I don't think we need Leicester players anymore. I'd keep Cedric. Daniels doesn't have a double game week. Otamendi, rotation risk. Norton, decent option because he does have a double game week. Swansea may pick up a clean sheet. Pope and De Gea, decent shouts as well. Of course, you can't change every single player I pointed out there as a risk of rotation or a worry. But the one I would definitely go for is I'd transfer out Lukaku, TP. Arnautovic to be the differential. Now, his underlying stats are decent, if memory serves me correctly. Total goals, he has 3, which is joint with Raheem Sterling. Attempts on goal, he's only behind Sterling and Salah. Big chances in total. Again, he's only behind Salah, Sterling and Zaha. Shots on target, he's only behind Zaha and Salah. And then distribution, he's probably not that high on distribution because he is leading the line. Chances created, yeah, he's not really featuring anywhere near the top there. But he's definitely got the underlying stats. With the fixtures, Leicester, Man United, Everton, if you're looking towards the Everton game as well, Arnautovic is a decent shout. So I do like the look of Arnautovic. He could be a good differential. Wazza, apologies if you bought Edison off of my saying, but apparently Pep doesn't want to give him that penalty. I still hope he gets it. I think it would be hilarious and it would be quality for those that have him in. But Man City also very likely to get a clean sheet somewhere. TP, my plans for the channel at the end of this season. I have got something in the works that could be exciting anyway. It should mean plenty of content on my other channel, JNO. So if you're missing me over the summer, you don't think I'm doing enough on this channel, go check out JNO. There will be football stuff on there. More general football stuff, not all related. Oh, Madrid have scored. Not all related to FPL. There will still be FPL content though for the World Cup. What I'm imagining I'm going to try and do is do videos, do a couple of decent videos before it starts. Then the problem is, because it's virtually every day, it's going to be hard to do videos, so I may do streams. I may then try and do a video between group stage and knockout, then maybe quarterfinals, semi-finals, final. That's kind of the idea I'm having towards it, but it's not concrete, it's not set in stone. And by the way, while we're on the topic of what I'm doing to the channel, I just want to say massive thank you for the support on the channel last week and this week. I have put in some more work than I've been putting into, and I appreciate all your patience, but now I'm putting in the work. I'm actually doing rather well. The growth is starting to come back to the channel, which of course is great. The support from you guys has been fantastic. But if we look at Gameweek 37, as far as who is who, if you type in Gameweek 37, you're going to get results for, you'll see the first 6 videos are me, and it's been a long time since I've been ranking that high in YouTube. And then I've also got another cheeky video in the top 10. And of course, check out all these other guys as well. What I like to see though is also, you can see how many people drop off in a season, because the fact that my video from last year is still here for Game Week 37 means these are kind of the people that you know stay consistent, because there should be no reason my video from last year is still relevant. It's not. For instance, captaincy candidates, who would captain Eden Hazard this year? Kevin De Bruyne and Jesus potentially. Sanchez would be a bit of a punt, but yeah, that's outdated. But thank you guys so much for the support. Yeah, it's been really good, the new strategy of using stream clips as well. And a lot of that is down to your questions, because it gives me topics that people actually want me to talk about. So thank you guys so much for that. Jordan Ayew might be a good shot this weekend. Daz, I'd personally, don't get me wrong, Ayew could have a great weekend. He doesn't have the stats, or Swansea don't have the stats as a team to suggest to me there's going to be great performances from Swansea. I just literally looked through it. I think Southampton might be the best way to go. There were some teams that have good attacking stats against some weak teams like Palace, but Palace don't have the double game week. But they do have 2 good fixtures. So, who knows? You could be right, but I personally don't think I'll be looking at Swansea players. Mark back, I definitely think Gabriel Jesus is a must. I think if you look at my channel for this week, a lot of what I say is get Jesus. I'm glad I've already got him, but a lot of it says get Jesus. TP, you're going to do a FPL draft next year again. Also, you're going to do one big league or division system. Best FPL players in the league will go to Division 1, etc. That was my plan for this year, but I never got the time because of family issues. We did have a passing in the family, and I still did 30 days of FPL despite the fact that we had that passing away, and I still did consistent videos because I really want to build this into something, and I know the person that passed away would have wanted me to keep pushing this as well. So this year I may try and do a system, and I would have to ask you guys for like maybe email addresses and so on and so forth, or maybe I do have an email address I used before for league system before. I believe I sent out invites. I gave out an email that I made just for people to email requesting to join a league, and then I emailed back the invites. So what I may do is I may try and save the league table, FPL Today league table, and set it up into a division-based system. And then unfortunately, I'll probably do the same as the English league, so Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, maybe even Conference, because of course I've watched conference football. I used to be, AFC Wimbledon used to be in the conference, and then it might just be one big league for everyone else. And I'd ask the people that are in the higher leagues not to join that big league that I give a general invite out to closer to the beginning of the season. But yeah, definitely could try and do something like that. Siraj, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you in the chat. As I just pour in the rest of my Birra Maratha. Probably said it wrong, but never mind. Tadic for Southampton. I think I'd literally just suggested him. But yeah, Tadic looks like a good option for me. Probably the best option from that Southampton side. He's burned me a lot as an FPL player, though. That's the problem. But his underlying stats are the best for Southampton. And Southampton have decent underlying stats from the teams that could offer a differential. Siraj, I've got Champions League on my iPad. So I'm not watching it, but it's there. I know what the score is. I know a lot of people go in Tadic, really, but I'm trying to find differentials, and I did just do a whole bit at the beginning trying to figure out a differential, and it's difficult. I would go with someone from Southampton out of the four I suggested. Cedric, Austin, Long or Tadic. I think all four of them are better for me than anyone from Swansea, just going off of the stats. Now, come Game Week 37, Swansea might pull off a blinder. It's all about going with your gut and going off of your research. I may just completely ignore both sides, but I would like to try and bring in a differential. Another hoops, I am in the same boat. I've been hurt by Tadic so many times in FPL, it's unbelievable. Maybe I'm just looking for him to redeem himself. If he redeemed himself in Game Week 37 and I picked him, and that's a big if, all would be forgiven. Mini Tyrese, Chelsea have 2 fixtures but don't know who to pick. Frustrating. I don't know about Giroud. He has been benched and I'm afraid it happens again, which is best option for a Chelsea player. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't think there is a best option for Chelsea. Because even Alonso looks like he may get rested for one of the games for, is it Emerson? So that's a big risk, Chelsea. Hazard will most likely play, but with them not probably having anything to play for, because I believe with the Spurs game turning out into a result for Spurs. Okay, there's a big, nice advert for Premier League. Vote in the monthly awards. I voted for Zaha just because I want him to get the Player of the Month card in FIFA. Okay, 3 games left. They are 5 points behind. 2 games left. If it stays 5 points behind, they could still get 4th. So, but can you see Spurs really losing 2 of their games? That's kind of what Chelsea needs Spurs to do. But because of that, I don't see rotation. So potentially we could be looking at some Chelsea options. Is there anyone that stands out? Chances created. Best Chelsea option is Azpilicueta. 6 chances created in total, which isn't bad. As far as goal threat from defenders, you're probably looking at Alonso, but again, I'm worried he's going to get rested in the game because apparently Emerson did well. You could go Victor Moses, slightly cheaper. He has 8 attempts on goal, which is better than Alonso, if I can find where Alonso is, who's had 4 attempts on goal. So you could look at Moses potentially. Moses also playing in 5 of the last 6. I believe Chelsea... Did Chelsea blank? I have a feeling they did. As far as midfielders, chances created, Chelsea, 15 for Hazard, 12 for Willian. Big chances created, Hazard's created 1 big chance, Willian 0. As far as goal threat for midfielders, Hazard again on 12 is better than Willian's 9. Big chances, you have to go quite low to find Chelsea players. Big chances 1 for each. That's very poor. Shots on target, again 4 shots on target, and then where's Willian? 3 shots on target. So their underlying stats for Chelsea are very poor. As far as strikers go, again Morata has had 10 shots on target, 5 games played in the last 6 game weeks. Whereas Giroud has had 5 appearances, 8 shots on goal. There's no one in that Chelsea side that really stands out. Those big chances total of 1 is very poor for midfielders, especially of Chelsea's ilk. Big chances total for the strikers, you've got Chelsea, Morata on 3, and then Giroud on 0 big chances in the last 6 game weeks. So I cannot see a Chelsea player that I really want to go for. So as for a replacement for Willian, I mean, Siraj, as a Man United fan, with Lukaku out, that may open the door for players like Martial and Rashford. I think we discussed that in the last stream. If Martial and Rashford came in, it wouldn't be off of underlying stats you'd be going with them. It would be a punt. But it could be a decent differential. As far as replacements for Willian, as far as attacking threat and goals, Salah, Sterling, Arnautovic, Zaha are the best options. Salah doesn't have a double game week, neither does Zaha. So if you're looking for a double game week, it's Arnautovic and Sterling that really stand head and shoulders above the rest as far as attacking threat, goal threat that is. As far as chances created, looking for a Willian replacement, standing head and shoulders above the rest, you're probably looking at Pogba's on 3 in the last 6. There's no one with really big chances created at a really high number. Eriksen at 2, Tadic at 2. Chances created overall, you've got Hazard on 15, but I wouldn't really go towards Chelsea. Eriksen is decent, 12 chances created, 2 of them big chances. He's got a decent amount of assists. You could go Sanchez, that's an expensive option though. Total assists, Sterling is leading the way quite easily. Sanchez on 4, which is double Townsend and Eriksen. So you could potentially go Sanchez, but that's a big upgrade in price. Sterling is the midfielder you really want though. And I think Arnautovic, just for his goal threat, could really provide something for you. Also, let me just clarify something, because I know a lot of people are looking at these options that I'm bringing up and saying, what? If you've played FPL for a while, you know the last game weeks of the season can throw up all sorts of madness. I mean, absolute madness. The last games of the season don't just follow regular form. This is when the crazy can happen. This is when the big differentials can make a massive, massive difference. If I actually bring, even if I bring up last game week, if I actually do eventually get there, if we go all players and round score, okay, if you had Van Aanholt or Sakho, that's 13 and 12 points. They're Crystal Palace defenders. Last time that Van Aanholt had a double figure haul wasn't this season. Last time Sakho had a double figure haul was in game week 13. Baines came in with 12 points as well. Again, he did it in game week 30, and then he's also done it in game week 11. But you're getting players here. Again, game week 25 was the last time Trippier done it. But again, Trippier's in a team that you'd expect big points from. Bong. Gaetan Bong. I've not talked about him at all this season. And then he goes and gets 8 points from a clean sheet. I didn't even know he was playing. If I'm perfectly honest with you, I didn't know he was a playing option. Just was never on my radar. If we look at midfield, Tadic, 15 points. Everyone's saying Tadic is inconsistent. Yes, he is. But 9 points in game week 34. Game week 36, 15 points. Last time he did anything of that worth of note, maybe game week 16 against Arsenal. Game week 13 against Everton. Zaha. He's been back since game week 8. No double figure haul until game week 34 and then game week 36. Of course, I had him in game week 35, which is fantastic. MacArthur, 11 points. Idrissa Gueye, 11 points. Phillips, a West Brom player, got 11 points. A West Brom midfielder got 11 points. And if you look back at last season, and I don't have the information, but I know there were players that really scored big that people weren't expecting to score big. As far as strikers, the second highest scoring striker was either Joshua King or Toussaint. And they scored more points than KANE. Benteke scored more points than Aubameyang. End of season doesn't follow the general rules of FPL. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? I've lost my place in the chat. Wow, loads of questions. Alright, there we go. Laporte, 5.1 and 3 starts in a row. Harry Kane, thank you for joining the chat. I think that makes it more dangerous he's going to get rested. Because I think I looked at it last stream. But if you look at it, it seems to be he's got a pattern of who he's resting. I feel like he's likely to rest Laporte if he started 3 games in a row. That's my personal take on it. I think game week 38, Company is starting, and I think he'd give the other start to Otamendi. Purely because those are the 2 that have been there longest. Like, they're lifting the trophy that day. So I think Laporte will get rested at some point, personally. By the way, before we carry on to the false nines question, as you guys have been so good with it anyway, but of course going to keep asking because I'm just annoying like that. If you do want to support the channel in any way and help its continued growth, 1, share the video, 2, like and subscribe if you haven't, 3, hit that notification bell if you're already subscribed, and 4, check out the links in the description, or you can sponsor and super chat the stream as well. The false 9, sell Loughton or sell Robertson. Is Giroud a good shout for a striker or too risky with FA Cup final coming? I think Chelsea players in general are risky. Now, it could be that Chelsea have an amazing game week 37. They are chasing for 4th place. It's still possible for them to get it. However, I can't see any option in that Chelsea side standing out enough for me to go, okay, that is my Chelsea option. So I probably won't even go there. As far as Loughton and Robertson, I'd say sell Loughton because Loughton does have a difficult fixture coming up in game week 37. Burnley have Arsenal. Then they do have Bournemouth. They could pick up a clean sheet in that. But Liverpool have Chelsea and then Brighton Hove Albion. I consider Chelsea good enough for Robertson to get some points against Chelsea. And then a decent end to the season for them. Robertson could get some more points. Shane Long has been transferred for a total of 40 million quid over the years. Unreal. Hey, sometimes you don't have to be good. You just have to be in the right place at the right time and everything can go your way. Was it Winston Bogarde got paid thousands and thousands of pounds to sit on a bench? Jeremy T. Hunting for differentials in a double is tough. Just load up on City Spurs attack and fill in the blanks with whichever dross you already have, I reckon. I think you can just load up your team with dross that is double game week. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking at Tadic and going, he will do well this double game week. I'm just trying to find that stroke of genius, that bit of luck, basically. So, I'm still going to have Spurs players and Man City players. Sterling will be in my side, which means I'll have at least 3 Spurs players and 2 City players, potentially 3, depending on how many hits I'll take, which is one of the poll questions, by the way. How many hits are you planning to take? So yes, definitely have Spurs and Man City. Then I would say you could look at Chelsea, but I would personally look at Man United next. See if there's a differential on that Man United side, if you can tell something from the press conference from Jose Mourinho. Salah for KDB. I wouldn't do it for the double game week. The false 9. I would keep KDB and then maybe take Salah out. No, maybe bring in Salah, in game week 38. Ricardo Pagan, how you doing, my friend? I put the triple captain on Sterling, De Gea, Chilwell, Davis, Azpilicueta, Son, Millie, Sterling, Pogba, Kennedy, Kane, Jesus. What do you think? I mean, I like Sterling and Jesus. Kane is a safe option to have because everyone will probably have him. Kennedy, I like as a cheap midfielder. Pogba, decent. Although, to be honest, Kennedy's been quiet, but Pogba's okay. Sterling, of course, I've already said so much about Sterling. Milivojevic, only 1 game, but he is on penalties, so could come up with some points. Son, I've said quite a few times, I think Ali and Ericsson could be the better options there. Azpilicueta, I'm fine with. Davies, I'm fine with, although there could be rotation again. Chilwell, don't like the Leicester options at the moment. De Gea in goal is always going to be decent. Son out for Mahrez. I'm not sure Mahrez is the best option, to be fair. You watch, Mahrez will do really well this game week, but he's been so quiet recently. Ricardo, no worries. Look, even if you're subscribed, and apparently even if you hit the notification bell, sometimes it doesn't come through. If you follow me on Twitter, I try every morning or afternoon to tweet out if I'm going live. Siraj, I think me and you got lucky, because apparently there were some good chances for Salah. Just it wasn't Salah's day for once. But thank God for that, because he would have destroyed my ranking. 3 top defenders for next game week's free hit. I would say you need a Spurs option. Vertonghen is the most nailed on to play both. You need a City option. I would go with whoever was rested last game. So if I go to Man City, and if I just look at the defenders, I know Laporte played, Otamendi played, Company looks like he's got a knock and was rested. So the most recent rest looked like Otamendi in 35. So I'd say Otamendi, Vertonghen, and then potentially Arsenal and Man United. Is there a nailed on Man United option? If this is, of course, if you can afford it. If you're looking for cheap, I would look at Cedric as a best double game week option for a cheap one from Southampton. I've got Van der Horn, but I'm just hoping for points from Van der Horn. He's got 2 games, so he could fluke out a clean sheet. Smalling has been very, very consistent, so you could go with Smalling. Yeah, I'd probably go with Smalling, to be fair. And then, of course, if you need cheaper Cedric, you can go for the likes of Dummett and Van der Horn, but they do have some tough fixtures. Sorry, I'm just clicking through stuff now. World Cup players in form for Premier League. Thoughts? I'll be honest, I'm still focused on the Premier League at the moment. In-form players, you're looking at Sterling is in form. Do I think he'll play like that at the World Cup? No. Jesus apparently is very important to Brazil and the way they play. So Jesus could be a decent option. I'm not going to lie, I'm very pessimistic about England's chances at this World Cup. As far as players doing really well, Kevin De Bruyne, I think he's got a maturity to his game now where he could do it really well at the World Cup. You could look at fringe players doing well. Like, there's Man City players that have done well when they've come in, like Ilkay Gundogan. I don't know if he's going to the World Cup. Could be an outside option. Trying to think of who else. Salah, of course. I think Egypt are going to the World Cup, aren't they? Shows how much I know about the World Cup because I'm so focused on the Premier League. As far as defenders go, again, no one really stands out to me yet, but I'm not going to lie, that's not been my focus. But it will be as soon as the season is up, Ricardo. Don't worry, you're still going to get your Patreon's worth of content because I'm still going to make decent quality stuff and potentially a big project as well for the World Cup that would carry on into the Premier League season next year. Oh, apparently Bayern scored. So wait, if Bayern score again, does that mean they go through? Because that's 3 goals away to Real Madrid's 2. Did I triple captain Sterling? I did not. And I will do a stream after last game week. There'll still be content here. Don't worry, you'll still have a home to come to for your YouTube fantasy football content. Davis or Smalling? I'll go Smalling because I feel like Smalling's more nailed on. Mustafa Tariq. Anyone for triple captain Aubameyang? I can't look past Jesus at the moment. First game is on Friday night. So guys, please, please, please have all your moves finalised by 7 o'clock on Friday. That's 7 o'clock UK time, 4th of May. Because that is when Man United play their... To be honest, Man United seem to be pretty favoured there because they play on Friday and then their next game is on Thursday. So that could be something to look into because the other big double game week sides, Spurs, Saturday to Wednesday, less time. Man City, you've got Sunday to Wednesday. Arsenal, you've got Sunday to Wednesday. So yeah, that seems to favour Man United, which is interesting. Very interesting. KDB or Eriksen in for Salah? I'd say Eriksen because I think you can get away with having the likes of Sterling or cheaper City options than KDB, so I'd say Eriksen. The false 9 just wants top 1% for this year. I'll be honest, I'll be content if I stay in the top 1%, but I would like to push for that top 10k. We're discussing about Tadic for more than 10 minutes. He's going to get hiccups. I suppose Tadic hasn't been talked about this much this whole season. Thomas McCarthy, my captaincy armband is most likely going on Gabriel Jesus. Ricardo, put triple captain on Sterling. I think I've already gone over your team, I believe. Yes. I believe I've already gone over it. Son out for Mahrez or Sane? I'd go Sane. I'd definitely go Sane. To be honest, to me, KANE and Son both didn't look that good, but KANE looked really bad to me. I'm actually considering taking KANE out because as far as strikers go, KANE is nowhere near Jesus, Firmino, Vardy. Anyone else above him in underlying stats? Aubameyang is above him in underlying stats. I mean, Charlie Austin and Shane Long are above KANE for big chances. No, they're not. I'm lying. Toussaint and Murray are above KANE for big chances. On target, KANE has been beaten by Josie Perez, Joshua King, Aubameyang, Rodriguez, Wood, Vardy, Jesus and Rondon for shots on target in the last 6 game weeks. So just KANE does not seem to be on form. And one of my big moves could be not having KANE. If I could actually bring myself to do it is another question. But KANE doesn't look good. I personally think Jesus is the better option. But KANE could have a mad one. KANE is capable of a mad one. See, Siraj, I think KANE will be the top choice, but that might be why I don't go with him. I might keep him just to like minimise my suffering if he does do really well. Jeremy T, which 2 or 3 would you prioritise dropping out of this bunch? Mahrez, Willian, Gross, Lingard, Lukaku, Vardy. I would go Willian, Gross and Mahrez. And, sorry, Lukaku goes because Lukaku's a game time worry. I would probably stick with Willian because I still have something to play for. I'd get rid of Mahrez and Gross. Lingard still could do something. He has popped up with assists and goals. Not as consistent as he was near the Christmas period. Vardy has been very consistent. Not explosive, but consistent. So I'd probably go Lukaku because of his injury. And then Gross and Mahrez. Which is exactly what Mark Back went for. TP, I may vlog me watching an England game. I need to talk to a bar because I want to make sure the bar will be happy for me to vlog the experience. The plan is to like talk to my mates about the game beforehand, like get their opinions, chop that up into like the first part of the video. Maybe get some random people's opinions in the bar as well. Then watch the game recording that. Then potentially like drunkard like opinions after the game. So that is definitely in the works. It would be very, very interesting to do. So who knows? I don't have the greatest equipment for it, and I would need the pub to be able to have somewhere where I can plug my laptop in to record, because I don't have a recording device necessarily. But we could see what we might be able to do. But I've always planned for this channel to some point get to a point, or probably the other channel. I know this channel is the FPL channel, is the bigger one, but I'm not sure how I could take this content out on the road, FPL content, whereas I think general football stuff I could take out on the road quite easily. So J&O FM would be where you'd, oh sorry, J&O, not FM, just J&O channel. You may get a decent vlog around me watching an England game. Siraj, always wait for the press conference. I'm getting really congested for some reason. Siraj, as a Man United fan, I would never take Lukaku. We'll see. We'll figure it out, TP, a league system. Has James scored? Oh. Ricardo. You got me. I thought it was now 3-2. Would you play Dunk or Morgan this week? I personally think Dunk because I just really don't like the way Leicester are playing right now. I feel like Leicester have given up on the season, whereas I think Brighton Hove Albion, it's their first season in the league. They still are passionate about it, despite the fact that they're probably okay. I personally think Liverpool will probably have an easier time breaking down the Real Madrid defence. I think Real Madrid-Liverpool could be a much higher scoring final than Liverpool-Bayern Munich. Okay, Dinesh, Smalling, Davis, Otamendi, Sterling, Son, Milivojevic, William, KANE, Aubameyang and Vardy is my 11. MacArthur, Tarkowski and Chilwell my subs. I've made 2 changes already. Salah to Sterling, which is a good change. And move out Pope to a 3.9 to save some cash. And now I can replace Vardy with Jesus. I've taken -4 already. I think Jesus for Vardy is decent. That's a decent shout. I'd probably... You're probably okay with those changes. It's all whether you really want to risk more change. Sorry. It's whether you really want to risk more changes. My opponent's already placed their triple captain. I'm going to hold my triple captain so that I can use it. You can hold it. Who is he playing his triple captain on? Because that would worry me if they have a big game week with 2 fixtures. Siraj can't believe he's got Mustafi in his side. Jeremy T, I agree. There's 2 chances for your player to score big. So I think triple captain always makes more sense in a double game week. Yes, you can get lucky and play it in a single game week where it just really works. But you know what? I think calculated wise, it's better to play it in a double game week. Mark back, yep. We discussed Rashford in the last stream. If he gets played up front, he could be a good differential. That's the problem. I need to know who he's going to start, Martial or Rashford, before I make that move. Siraj says, if Bayern wins, triple captain Aubameyang. If Real Madrid win, triple captain KANE. I personally would go Aubameyang either way. Thanks for the answer when you get to this point. I always get behind the chat. I just don't like to go into the chat too much before everyone's in it. And then I end up talking about Tadic for 10 minutes. But, so you know. Hopefully, Dinesh, my input was good. Hopefully it helped you out. Surely triple captain Sterling. I don't have triple captain left anymore. I'm still worried Sterling may get rested for one of the games. Because Sane's been rested. Silva's been rested. It definitely is finding a needle in a haystack. But if you find that needle in a haystack, Jeremy T, you are going to be over the moon. Because that is where you get the big jump in ranking. Another hoops. Next year, my plan is to take less hits. 21 out of 37 weeks, I've taken a hit. Probably why I'm only 90k in the world. What will you do different next year? I think next year, I always start off poorly. It's one of my bad traits as far as an FPL player is. I can't really read which players are going to do well at the beginning of the season. Potentially, I spread my bets too far. As in, I try and go for one player from each team. And then I don't get that pick right. What would I do differently? I think I wouldn't play my triple captain early. Because I've done it twice now. I played it game week 28 last year. Game week 21, 22 this year. And it didn't work either time. So I'll probably save it for near the end of the season. Other than that, not much I would change. Maybe try and make moves on informed players earlier. Like I missed the train with Lingard. Maybe take more risks. I think to be near the top, you may potentially need to take more risks. Siraj, unfortunately, I would really like Liverpool to win. When it gets to this point in a tournament like this, any England side will do for me. I think it helps the English game, so... Siraj is praising James Rodriguez. Didn't celebrate his goal. Same as Salah didn't celebrate against Roma. and put the ball out for an injured Asensio. Dinesh L, potentially, if you think it's better used in the final, I would definitely use it in the final. Yeah, I'd literally... Aguero in Game Week 28 had 2 great games and nothing happened. Kane had 2 great games, nothing happened. I feel like I wasted my chip too early both times. I will most likely save it for near the end of the season. If I'd saved it for Kane last year, I would have been a lot better off. Jack Morgan, what 4.5 million signings are good? Mini league rival has Van der Horn, who I've got, so you want to avoid him. So we're looking... Defenders are going to only be your only real option, 4.5. I would say Sacco has good fixtures. Doesn't have a double game week though, but good fixtures. I mean, Burnley are decent, but they do have Arsenal and then Bournemouth. Burnley are always capable of clean sheets. They just haven't done it in a while. Tompkins 4.4 is a decent shout. He's got some decent underlying attacking stats. You can look at Newcastle. Is Yedlin a starter? If he is, Yedlin could potentially be a decent option for you. As far as fixtures go for Yedlin, not the easiest of final fixtures, but... And I'd say that's about it as far as what I'd recommend. I've got Dummett as well, 4.2. So you could go with Dummett, and that will give you a little bit of extra cash to spend elsewhere. So that's what I'd say to you there, Jack Morgan. Another hoops. You know what? Triple captain in the final game week. If you play it right, could be huge, but it's going to be difficult because I think there could be a lot of rotation by game week 38. I think, Jeremy T, I think most of the Southampton players are over 4.5, unfortunately, for Jack. If there is one, you could take a risk on them. I would say Southampton are a good bet for a £4.5 million defender. Anyway, guys, we are going to call it there for the stream today. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Bayern really need a goal to make sure they get to the next round of the Champions League. They haven't quite got it yet. But thank you guys so much for all of the support you guys have given me this and last week. And for being patient with me over this time when I've had my second daughter. So thank you guys so much. If you want to support the channel in any way, the best way for you to do it, which is 100% free, is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you do get an advert on my channel, just watch the whole thing because that actually does help me out as well. I know some channels that don't have as many viewers as others, but all of his fans watch all of the adverts pretty much, and that gets him quite a lot of money. So that would help me because I want to get a stream deck so I can make the stream more interactive. That is one thing I'm planning on doing, and I would like to do content out and about. So I do have visions for this channel, and I plan to get there at some point. But you can also support the channel as well as some of you guys do. Some of you guys are absolutely amazing. Patreons, do super chat. There is all those options as well to support the channel. Thank you guys so much, those of you that have. Thank you guys so much, those of you that are so regular in watching the channel as well. It's huge. If we actually look at the grand scheme of things, I have almost 4,400 people that have deemed my channel worthy of subscribing to, and about 1,000 people viewed my best video last week, and you guys in the stream never less than 10, and sometimes we hit numbers like 60, 70 at the beginning of the season when it's all hyped up. So thank you guys so much. Next season should be great. World Cup should be great. And hopefully we all have a great end to the FPL season. There will not be a stream again for this week, but there will be for Game Week 38. And then I do plan on doing a final stream just kind of to close out the season in a nice way with you guys. Maybe even get some fancy drinking make a celebration of it, because officially this year I've not missed a game week. There's been a stream or a video for every single game week, so it'll be the first time I managed to do that, which is huge as well. Just finishing out the chat. TP, I doubt he'll do that. We'll just make him more drunk. I don't mind being drunk. Don't live in Scotland, so the prices haven't gone up. See you later, Mark. See you later, Dinesh. See you later, another Hoops. See you later, TP. Thank you, Jeremy T. Literally, I was late. If you want to know why I was slightly late for this stream, I had to make bottles for my kid. So, yeah. Not easy, but I will continue. I will keep pushing. Siraj, final stream, I will get a bud. I think that's a rule. If anyone turns up to the final stream without alcohol, then, well, you're still going to be part of the flock, aren't you? But, you know, you'll be the part of the flock that we just look at and go, oh, you didn't bring a drink. It's all right. You can have one of mine. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. And I will catch you guys next week. I don't know when, because I don't have my rota. I'm off Monday, but I've got a kid's birthday. If I stream on Sunday, I will be so drunk because it's a work leaving do. Which could be funny for you guys, but probably isn't the best idea. But anyway, I've been JNO. This has been FPL Today. And remember, it's all about the game. I'm pretty sure I did that sign out wrong, but never mind.